Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Moments with Marley. Today, I want to talk about relationships. Woo-hoo. There's some things that I want to share, some of the things that I've learned over the past few months, some of the things that I think are helpful, just some good things, which I think carry forward for all kinds of relationships. So this is not just romantic relationships, but even platonic relationships, with your family members, with your friends, that kind of thing, because communication and relationships. Why did I say communication? Because relationships need communication. Relationships, they all generally need the same thing. So, number one, communicate always. And communication is in terms of both good and bad. What do I mean? Communicate about the things that you don't like. If someone says something, does something, behaves in a way that you don't like, mention it. Don't leave it to assumption. Don't think that just because you don't like that thing, that they automatically know that you don't like it. If I don't like it when someone is late, rather than complain and grumble and get annoyed every single time someone is late, it's easier and better for me to say, I don't like it very much when you're late because it makes me feel like I'm not valued and like you don't care much for my time or for my values. So I would appreciate it if you were not late all the time. Something of that sort. So you communicate so someone is able to know that, okay, my action in this area, my particular this that I'm doing is not nice, is not appreciated. So let me change it, let me work on that. As opposed to sitting, keeping quiet, doing nothing about it, and just constantly getting worked up every time it happens. People are different, they have different ways of operating. So if you don't make it clear to someone that the thing they're doing, you don't like it then becomes difficult, complicated, and all that. The other thing is to communicate also what you do like. So, for example, that's one of the things that I've learned to do in my relationship, where if my fiance does something which I really like, I say, oh, I like it when you do this. Oh, I like that you do this. Oh, I like this, that kind of thing. Because then someone is not gambling with you. It's sort of easy to know that, okay, at least I know if I do this thing, Mali likes it, Mali will appreciate it. If I do this thing, it will be appreciated, valued. It makes this person happy. And of course, if you love someone and value someone and respect someone, you want to do the things that make them happy and you want to do the things that they like. So if someone says, oh, I like it when you just randomly buy me gifts, then you think about it, so you know that from time to time you can just be there and just randomly buy the person a gift, and then okay, that kind of thing. So it's also important to communicate the things that you do like, because it helps someone to be able to know how to deal with you, what to do, what not to do, that kind of thing. So that's number one. Communicate everything. What you like, what you don't like, the good, the bad, communicate. The second thing is learn to reason together. It's a good thing to hear from each other, to hear each other out. If, for example, there's something that you're dealing with, there's something that you're talking through and you don't understand your person's point of view, it's good to understand why they are thinking a certain way or doing things a certain way. It helps you to understand better. It helps also with future relations. In case something of that sort comes up again, you know what to do, how to react, because you know what their mind is on the matter. But it helps you deal with it in that situation, because then you know how to approach it. An example is having a conversation with my boo in regards to wedding things. And so we were talking about the whole wedding arrangement, entourage, and all of that. And so he expressed that he didn't want bridesmaids, and I had my list of so many bridesmaids, and I was like, what do you mean? And he was also like, but what do you mean? But anyway, so we sat and talked it through, and so I was trying to understand, like, what is it about that? And so what he did was ask me why. Like, why is it you want bridesmaids? What is it about it? Just to sort of understand, so that you're not in the place where you're saying, no, I don't want, final word, that's what I'm saying, whatever, I won't do it. It's just, this is what I would prefer. But your opinion is different, your opinion is varied. Why? is it? What is your reason for wanting to have them? And then I just truthfully didn't have a reason. I was like, just like everyone has them, it is what it is. And so I thought it through and realized that I actually don't have a clear reason, a good reason. And so I realized, okay, because it's not a life or death situation, and it's not this very sentimental thing that I'm so attached to, and I'm so, oh my gosh, I'm willing to adjust. And so we worked through it and adjusted, cut the number in half, cut it a little bit more until we finally came to a good working compromise, which is now where we are. But it was easier to come to that because he understood where I was coming from, that genuinely I didn't have a clear reason. It's just something that I felt like I wanted and felt would be nice. But it was also easy for me to adjust my mind because I realized that actually there is no good and clear reason why I want to have one. And this person just feels like it's just going to add too much to the day in terms of there are going to be so many extra expenses, so much extra work, so many other people to look out for. So besides trying to figure out the bride, the groom, where are they, you're thinking about all these 10, 15, 3, 4, 5 other people. It would be there would be extra, it's just a lot of extras. So yeah, talk through things, reason together, communicate. It will help you deal with things a lot better, deal with issues with the things in the areas where you disagree. And disagreeing doesn't always look like arguments, because these are conversations that we had face to face. Normally, everyone was smiling, everyone was calm, it wasn't a fight. Disagreeing doesn't have to be a conflict. It's just that your opinions disagree, you talk it through, and you find a place in the middle. The third thing, of course, I've learned many lessons and I have many things to share, but we'll just do 3 for now to make it quick and simple as I think through some more things. So the third thing is, I don't even know what to call it. It's sort of compromise, but also put yourself in the person's shoes. It's tied to number 2, but it's also a bit different. And when I give my example, you'll see why. So I guess the third thing, I'll call it, it's not about you. That's the third thing that you need to know and understand, is that it's not about you. What does that mean? I think for me, being in a relationship has really taught me and showed me how much we as human beings are actually inherently selfish. In my mind, in my heart, I really feel like I'm the nicest person. I'm so kind, I'm so selfless, I'm so genuine, I'm so, oh my God, which is true. I am all those things, but there is also so much selfishness in me. My God, I have seen it and experienced it. It's so funny, it's so amazing, it's so hilarious. I'm just like, wow, guys, we are so selfish. I'll give you a quick scenario to explain the point that I'm making. So there was a conversation that we had a while ago where my fiance had explained to me, well, we're just not having a conversation. He's a very private person. He's not on social media much, just keeps to himself. I, as you know and can see, am the complete opposite of that. And so we're having a conversation about that, and he expressed how he didn't really like and was a bit uncomfortable with me posting him all the time and sharing things all the time. Every single thing we are doing, you post it all the time. We are still out eating dinner. Before dinner is over, you've already posted 10,000 pictures of your food, of the date, of the plates, as in, it feels like we don't have moments to ourselves because everything is shared on social media. And I was like, and I did respond like that, but in my head, I was sort of like, as in, why is it a big deal? Like, it's just, Anyway, so I remember hearing him out and listening and saying, okay, I hear you, and just sort of trying to find a compromise in that situation and in that moment, in that conversation, saying, okay, so what does that mean? Do I not ever post you? Do I have to first ask for permission before I post you? Do I alert you? What does that look like? So we sort of, came up with some sort of agreement, and then, that conversation ended. But I remember in my head thinking, I don't understand. I was sort of hurt because I'm like, as in, what's the big deal? I'm just posting. Why does it bother you? And then in that moment, the Holy Spirit sort of just tamed me a little bit, brought me back here, put me in check, and said, listen, little girl, it's not always about you. In fact, it's never really about you. In a relationship, your goal and purpose and focus should be to serve the other person, not to get them to serve you. So my goal really should be to make him happy and to get him to serve me, and his goal really ideally should be the same on my end. And so towards me. And so the Holy Spirit was like, as in, it's not about you. This is what he prefers. So first of all, don't take offense, don't be hurt about it, don't make it a thing. Like, it's okay, deal with it, it is what it is, we move. And so I sat and I thought about it. And then so the thing that I realized, what sort of the Holy Spirit pointed me to, was put yourself in the other place. Like, put yourself in that person's shoes. How would you feel if you were the one that had this issue and you were more private and didn't want your things out there or whatever, and you spoke to your person and they disregarded it and decided, me, I like it, so I'm going to post, can't tell me what to do, whatever. I mean, of course that's not how I reacted, but like, let's just go wild with our imagination and imagine. And I thought about it and I was like, I'd actually be a bit hurt, felt a little undervalued, felt like, you don't care about me enough to try to adjust in the areas where certain things are sensitive to me. I mean, it's a big deal if someone brings it up. There's certain things that you sort of just decide to let pass and you're like, you know what, it's okay, I can live with it. And there's certain things which are sort of a big deal for you, so you air them, you express them. And so when someone expresses something to you, actually take it seriously. So for me, that was the thing, is that I realized that if it were me in the other position where someone had told me something, where I had told someone something and they just seemed so unbothered and didn't do anything about it, I would question how, much they value me, how they feel about me and all of that. I'd sort of be like, what up, man? It's like, are you for real? Are you not for real? Like, what does that mean? So that's, I guess, one of the things that I learned, realized and understood. I was like, okay, it's not really always about how I feel. My job and my purpose in this relationship is to make sure the other person is served, the other person is happy, and I'm doing my part to make them happy and to make them feel comfortable and to feel safe in this relationship space. And so that's what I should focus on. And so the more you think about it that way, the easier it then becomes to do what you need to do, as opposed to thinking about, but me, what I want. It's not about what you want. Like, you have to think about other people also at some point in life. So yeah, anywho, those were my sharings for today. I hope this has been helpful. I believe it will be helpful in any kind of relationship, platonic, romantic, with your parents, your teachers, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your word. Anyway, yes, so that's what I wanted to share today. I hope this was really helpful. If you think that this has been quite helpful, let me know in the comment section below. If you have something else that you think I could add, share it in the comments below. Or something else that it's also a good pointer, something that's really helpful, share it in the comment section below. Don't forget to share this link, this video, with somebody you know, somebody you love, somebody you feel you're like, yo man, you're my person, like, let's do this thing. Yeah. And subscribe, please. That would be really good, really nice. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.